Hey there, and welcome to Clear English with Michael. I'm Michael, and I'm here to help you master American English pronunciation, improve your accent, and feel more confident when speaking English. If you've ever had trouble being understood, or if you want to sound more like a native speaker, this is the perfect place for you. My goal is to help everyone improve their pronunciation and speak clearly and confidently in any situation. To help you learn faster, here's my top tip. Put on your earbuds and listen to my videos a few times each week. Why? Because the more you hear and practice natural English speech patterns, the easier it becomes to sound fluent. It's all about building muscle memory, so take me out for a walk. The videos in this playlist will follow a similar structure, but with different scenarios and examples. This way you can reinforce what you've learned and apply the same strategies to various situations. So let's start with something we all do, ordering fast food. When you speak English without using contractions, you might sound too formal or unnatural, especially in casual situations. Imagine going to the fast food counter and saying, "I would like to have a cheeseburger." It's grammatically correct, yes, but it sounds a bit stiff and robotic, like you're reading from a script. Now let's add a contraction. "I'd like a cheeseburger." You hear that? It's much smoother and faster. Here's another example. Instead of saying, "I cannot decide what to order," say, "I can't decide what to order." Or instead of, "I will take a soda," say, "I'll take a soda." Contractions are everywhere in spoken English, and using them will instantly make you sound more relaxed and confident. So let's practice. Repeat after me. "I'd like a cheeseburger." "I'll take a soda." Good. "I can't decide. Everything looks so good." Great job. And now that you've mastered contractions, let's move on to another key part of sounding like a native American speaker. Stressing the right words. Stress matters. It's what gives your speech rhythm, meaning, and clarity. Getting the stress right can make the difference between sounding natural and sounding awkward. Let's break it down. Here's an easy example. You're ordering at a fast food counter and you're choosing between a burger and chicken nuggets. You want to clearly emphasize that it's the burger you're after. So you would say, "I'll have the burger, please." This sounds natural because it highlights what's important, the burger. But if you stress the wrong word like this, "I'll have the burger, please," it feels awkward, unnatural, you sound unsure. Because stressing have makes it sound like you're focusing on the act of ordering rather than what you're ordering. And that throws the rhythm of the sentence off. Instead, the right stress keeps things clear and confident. "I'll have the burger, please." You see how much better that sounds? Stressing the right word helps your message land exactly the way you intend it. And when it comes to fast food, being clear and confident can mean the difference between getting what you want or ending up with something you didn't order. All right, let's try another one. You're deciding between a small drink and a large drink. If you say, "I'll take a large drink," you're emphasizing that you want the bigger size. But if you stress the wrong word like this, "I'll take a large drink," it sounds like you're unsure again, and you're overly focused on the act of ordering itself, which can feel awkward and unnatural. So here's how to practice. Take a simple sentence like, "Can I get a cheeseburger and fries?" and try saying it with stress on different words. "Can I get a cheeseburger and fries?" You're asking for permission there. "Can I get a cheeseburger and fries?" You're emphasizing that it's you, not someone else who's ordering. "Can I get a cheeseburger and fries?" You're focusing on the cheeseburger as the most important part of your order. Do you see how the meaning changes? Stressing the right word helps your listener understand exactly what you mean. And when you're ordering food, clarity is everything. No one wants to end up with a salad when they're craving fries, right? Okay. Well, let's talk about linking words. One of the biggest differences between native English speakers and learners is how we connect words. Native speakers don't pause between every single word. Instead, we blend them together to make our speech flow. Think of it like this. Words in English are like passengers on a moving train. Instead of bumping into each other, they glide smoothly from one car to the next. That's what we call connected speech. And when you master this, you'll sound much more natural and confident. For example, instead of saying, "What do you want?" with every word separate, it becomes, "What do you want?" In English, the most common vowel sound is called the schwa. It's a short, relaxed sound that you'll hear in many words, especially in the middle or at the end of a word. The schwa sounds like a quick, soft or sound. You can hear it in the middle of the word banana. It's the sound you make when you say the second and third syllables quickly. Banana. In everyday speech, native English speakers often use the schwa sound in small common words like a or to. Instead of pronouncing these words clearly and strongly, they'll say them quickly and softly, almost like or t. For example, instead of saying a book with a clear a sound, a native speaker might say something more like a book. Instead of saying to the store with a strong to, a native speaker might say something closer to the store. Using the schwa sound in these small words helps English speech flow more smoothly and naturally. It's a very common part of the language that you'll hear all the time when listening to native speakers. All right, let's dive into some more real-life examples of how native speakers blend words together when ordering food. And remember, the key is that little sound, the schwa, which helps words flow smoothly into each other. Can I get a cheeseburger often sounds like, can I get a cheeseburger? The words get and a blend together and the a becomes a quick sound. Could I have a medium fries? Often sounds like, could I have a medium fries? Have and a blend together and the a becomes an sound. Do you have a kid's meal? Often sounds like, do you have a kid's meal? Do you becomes a quick do ya sound. Have a blends into have a. I would like a large soda often sounds like I'd like a large soda. I would becomes the shorter I'd. Like a blends together and the a becomes a sound. Do you guys want anything? Often sounds like, do you guys want anything? Do you becomes a quick do ya sound. Want anything blends together and the T sound in want is softer. Want. Do you want anything? Now let's practice saying these phrases like a native speaker. Listen and repeat after me. Can I get a cheeseburger? Could I have a medium fries? Do you have a kid's meal? I'd like a large soda. Do you guys want anything? Good. If it feels challenging at first, that's okay. With practice, these phrases will start to feel more natural, and soon you'll be ordering food with confidence, clarity, and smooth pronunciation. All right. So you've mastered contractions, word stress, and linking. Good job. Now I want to share with you one more key ingredient that'll take your English from good to great and make you sound like a true native speaker: sentence melody or intonation. Have you ever noticed how native English speakers have a certain rhythm and flow to their speech? It's not just about the words they use, but also how they say them. This natural rise and fall of the voice is what gives English its unique melody and makes the language come alive. Mastering this skill is the secret to sounding like a native speaker and taking your English to the next level. Sentence melody is like the music of English. It's the way your voice naturally rises and falls as you speak, expressing emotion, showing interest, or even changing the meaning of a sentence. There are two main types of intonation: falling intonation and rising intonation. First, let's talk about falling intonation, which is especially important when ordering food. Falling intonation happens when your voice starts higher and then drops slightly at the end of a sentence. It's like putting a period on your speech. It shows that your thought is complete and you're confident about what you're saying. When ordering food, using falling intonation helps you sound clear and decisive. It makes it easier for the cashier to understand exactly what you want. Here are some examples. I'd like a cheeseburger. Say it with a gentle downward tone at the end. I'll have the number 3 combo. If your voice goes up at the end like this, I'd like a cheeseburger, it might sound like you're unsure or asking a question. But with the falling intonation, you show confidence and you avoid confusion. You can also use falling intonation when confirming your order. That's everything. I'll take it to go. Yes, I'd like extra ketchup. Let's practice together. I'll say each phrase and then you repeat after me. You ready? I'd like a cheeseburger. Good. Can I get a medium fries? I'll take the number 3 combo. That's everything. All right. Hey, good job. Do you hear how your voice naturally drops at the end of each sentence? With this technique, you'll sound confident and clear when placing your order, ensuring there's no confusion and that you get exactly what you want. Now, let's talk about rising intonation, which is the opposite of falling intonation. Rising intonation happens when your voice goes up slightly at the end of a sentence. In English, we use rising intonation to ask yes or no questions, check for confirmation, or show curiosity or interest. When ordering food, rising intonation helps you sound polite and engaged. Here are some examples. Do you have fries? Saying it with a slight upward pitch at the end. Can I get a soda, please? Rising intonation signals you're asking a question. Is that combo available with a large drink? You can also use rising intonation when double checking your order or clarifying something. Does that come with extra cheese? Can I get that without onions? And don't forget, rising intonation is great for expressing excitement or surprise. You have milkshakes? Really? Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Do you have fries? Can I get a soda? Does that come with extra cheese? You have milkshakes? Fantastic. Good job. Remember, rising intonation is a simple way to sound friendly. curious, and polite when ordering your food or asking questions. It helps keep the conversation engaging and ensures you get the information you need. So there you have it, some simple strategies to sound clear and confident in English, especially in everyday situations like ordering food. So let's recap, guys. Use contractions to make your speech flow naturally, like saying, "I'd like a cheeseburger." Stress the right words to add clarity and meaning. So you can say, "I'll take fries with that," instead of getting stuck with a salad. Link your words to sound smooth and connected, just like saying, "What do you have for dessert?" Use falling intonation to sound confident and complete when placing your order, like, "I'll take the number 3 combo." Use rising intonation to ask questions or show curiosity, like, "Does that come with fries?" Remember, you don't need to be perfect right away. With practice, these tricks will feel natural and you'll speak clearly and confidently in no time. So next time you're at a fast food restaurant, try out these strategies. You'll be surprised by how much clearer and more engaging your English becomes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips to improve your American English pronunciation and enhance your speaking practice. Make sure to check out the other videos in this playlist to build your muscle memory. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences with using these strategies, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you and learn about your progress. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep enjoying the journey of mastering American English pronunciation.